thank you to Sharon for inviting us to come here today, and thank you in advance to all of you for listening to us. Okay, we're going to talk about propane-powered buses. This is near and dear to my heart. We started doing this 4 years ago. We started it in Torrington 3.5 years ago, talking to them about it and doing the whole thing, and then did the deal. We've been running them, 55 of them in Torrington for 2.5 years. I love them. I'm going to tell you right now, if I could change all 900 of mine tomorrow, I would. Torrington runs them. We also put them in Shelton. We were involved in Shelton. We were actually going to run them as well as provide them to Shelton. In the final stages of doing the whole Shelton deal, the mayor decided that he'd rather own the buses himself rather than have us own them. So somebody else runs them and they have them. But we also take care of them. We do the warranty work on those buses because we're a warranty authorized dealer for Bluebird, which there is very, very little of. So we're still involved with them. I know they're working really well in the city of Shelton, and they're there. There are others, there are towns of our own that we're talking to right now about changing them over to, and I know that my competitors are having the same conversations with other towns and places. So the ball started to roll. The buses have literally no emissions. They burn 99-point-something% of the auto gas that gets fired into the cylinder gets burned. So different than a diesel and others, there's little or nothing that comes out of the tailpipe of these buses. I brought a visual. We did this yesterday. Here's the back of a tailpipe that will have a 2008 diesel bus for 1 minute that was running. Here's the cheesecloth of a propane bus for 10 minutes. There literally is nothing that comes off. Now, this bus, now after 2010 and then after 2012, is much better than this because of EPA standards on the engines that they have, but it also makes that bus much more expensive and much more expensive to maintain. So while they talk about the cost of the propane bus coming down, the other side of that is the cost of the diesel bus is coming up because we got another round of standards coming on 2017 that we have to meet with the diesel. This bus, this propane bus, already meets those standards. The next thing, when we did Torrington, and I took it to Torrington, and Danielle is here, went to their board, and I had done a lot of research and homework on this, and I really wanted to do this, and we have a tremendous relationship with them and their board, so I brought them this idea and said, let me take these buses out. We had an opportunity to move them somewhere else in our company, and let me put these new propane buses in it. The initial reaction of their chairman of the board was, no way. You're not putting my kids on top of bombs, you know. And you know, some other people here today, when I talked to them about it, that's a very, and I'm not sure why propane has that rap. I think people think about the flame in a propane gas grill. They think about houses that explode and they obliterate the house when they explode. Most of that is natural gas, which is different than propane. But it's, over the time, it's gotten a bad rap. So we weren't going any further in Torrington until we addressed the safety concern of this stuff. And in the process of researching all that and talking to the propane professionals, we certainly learned how safe they were. In fact, safer than the diesels for all that stuff. Propane tanks in that bus, that's a propane bus in the picture, are in the back of the bus, different than the diesel tanks that are normally up in the front. They're between the frame rails. So they're way under the bus, way back from the back bumper. There's two of them they set up in. There's no exposure to that thing for an accident. I mean, it's not going to be a problem for the whole thing. So they are safe. They're not putting your kids on top of bombs. They're not going to explode. They're not going to do anything. They've been out there for 7 or 8 years now, running all around the country. There's been no instances, no safety issues, no measures that make them considered unsafe. The cost of the vehicle, that price continues to come down. Technology, just like in IT stuff, changes that thing. So Marketplace does that. Again, the diesel bus just continues to grow in price. The propane one keeps coming down. They keep advancing more technologies and other stuff. There are 3 vendors. We like our Bluebird Vision for what we do. They all outsource their propane engines. Bluebird uses Roush, which uses a Ford engine. They actually they get an engine from Ford that's a V10, Triton V10, built to be a propane engine, all done. They get it and they put their Roush fueling system on it, and then they put it in the bus. So technology is still new. The Bluebird technology is not as new. They were the first ones in it. They put their first bus on the road in 2007. 2009, the Roush motors came in. We've been running them for 3 years in Torrington. We have not had a problem. They just are not in my shop. Vehicle maintenance. The cost of maintaining these buses definitely And this was something I spent a lot of time on because maintenance is a huge cost for us as a contractor. Routine maintenance that we do, 3,000 mile services as an example, a propane bus is 7 quarts of oil when we drain it, and a $5 filter, and it's done. A diesel bus, an IC-DT, is 32 quarts of oil when we drain it, and it's $50 in filters that go on the thing. Same 3,000 mile interval. At 9,000 miles, we have to put fuel filters on all those diesel, which is another $50 worth of fuel filters for all the diesel stuff that's going through the thing before it gets to the bus. We don't do it. We change one on a propane bus every 50,000 miles, and it's in the tank, and it's very inexpensive. Fleets across the U.S. There are 6,000 plus propane Bluebird powered buses, and I know that because of our relationship with Bluebird, and again, they started it. The city of Boston is a great example. They put in 86 brand new ones this year. They love them so much that they've already ordered 106 to be put in this year, and they've committed to changing their entire fleet. All of these school districts, if you ever go down this road, these are great references for you people because they've been running for this. I spent a lot of time when I did the Torrington thing calling all these people and getting these experiences, especially in cold weather climates. I was really concerned about, are these things going to run? Not that they run, you just hit the key and they instantly start up. And it's still, again, they're 3 years old, and in 0 degree weather right now, I talked to our maintenance people yesterday, they just are the easiest starting bus that we have, and they heat. The heat to the inside of the bus gets there. He said, go to Torrington someday and drive by, and he says, you'll see all our drivers are driving in this cold, and they're all in short-sleeve shirts inside the bus. Propane auto gas, it's environmentally friendly. It's a no-brainer. I mean, it's great for our environment. They're safe to operate on the school bus. There's been no safety issues at all. Maintenance costs are lower. The cold weather starting, it's, again, proven. They're great. They're driver-friendly. Our drivers love them. It's just as safe as a diesel bus. Overall, the fuel costs are lower. Propane auto gas is made in America. We don't import any of that stuff. Fuel economy is key. Reliability, all those kind of things. So if you're going to go down that road, spend some time on making sure the bus is going to be the right bus, and the provider is going to be the right provider, or you're going to be your own provider.